So you're here looking for 7 restaurants that you can check out at the Fort Worth Stockyards? Well, then you came to the right place. In this video, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you about. 7 restaurants that you got to try when you're at the Fort Worth Stockyards. I'm Tim Parnell, and I'm a local realtor here in Fort Worth, Texas. And my goal is to bring you videos about what it is to live in and around Fort Worth, Texas. So if you would please hit subscribe and the bell at the bottom of the screen, and that way you'll be notified when other videos come out. Remember, I'm Tim Parnell, and you're watching Tim Around Town. When I think of the Stockyards, and I think steak. And what I want to do when I get steak is I go down to one of the places best known for that, and that's Cattlemen Steakhouse, okay? Can't miss it. It's got a giant bull right up in the air. It says Cattlemen's on both sides. Cattlemen Steakhouse right on both sides of the bull. And it even looks Western from the outside. When you go in, it's awesome. The atmosphere, I mean, it's got this this Western vibe and almost saloon-like vibe, but you go in there and you got this mural on the wall. And the mural is of what the Fort Worth Stockyards would have looked like back in the day. And you can just take it all in. It's huge. And of course you got the bar there, but the coolest part is they cook your steak on an open flame right there in the dining room. And you get to know the name of the cook, the chef that's doing the cooking for you. He puts his name up so you know who's doing it, and you just pick your choice of steak, they slap it on there and make sure it's perfectly done for you. So when I think of steak and I think of where I want to go in the Stockyards, that's the place I go. When I want to feed a lot of people, if I'm in the Stockyards and I got friends and I got family, we want to go all really get together and eat at a place that just, I mean, it's Texan. That is Cooper's Barbecue, all right? It's right next to Billy Bob's Honky Tonk. I mean, the largest honky tonk in the world. And so you can't miss it. They're right across the street from each other. You go in there, you order your barbecued meat, your smoked meats right off the giant pit. Okay, they open this thing up, smoke's billowing out. You're in line. You point at what you want. You can look at the menu. You get it on a tray. You move on inside. You get your sides. And then you're in this 26,000 square foot dining area. And it's set down like a picnic table. So you can put as many people on these tables as you want. You're all hanging out and eating. It's truly an experience. You definitely got to try it if you're looking to get some delicious barbecue down there in the Stockyards. If you're feeling like a burger, you got to go to Love Shack. Love Shack is owned by Chef Tim Love. Good name, by the way. And Tim Love has put a spin, his own spin, on some classics, you know, like the burger, the hot dogs, the nachos, and he makes it his own. And the atmosphere, it's awesome. They got the live music down there, depending on what time of day you go. And of course, just looking around you, again, it's just that quintessential Stockyard feeling that just kind of brings the outside in and you just feel it, all right? But you also got to try the sweet tea and the fresh squeezed lemonade. Definitely some hot points on the menu. And the Dirty Love Burger. That's the signature burger. In fact, what I hear is the Dirty Love Burger might be considered the best burger in America. So if that's you and you're looking for the best burger in America, you might hit up the Love Shack. And the next restaurant we got here is the H3 Ranch. H3 Ranch, you can't miss it. It's right there on the corner of Main and Exchange Street. It's a place you can go if you're looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. A little bit of history on the H3 Ranch. The name of H3 comes from apparently 3 immigrants from Scotland, 3 brothers from Scotland that immigrated in 1844, and they had a ranch, a large cattle ranch. And so that's apparently where the inspiration from the name comes from, because people ask, and I just want to be able to answer that question for you. But what's really cool about the H3 Ranch, it's kind of a surf and turf. They do cook their food, most of their meats, on an open flame right there in the dining area, and so you can watch that happen. But it definitely is a surf and turf type meal. And so if you want the lobster, they got the lobster. You want the fish, they got the fish, and definitely the steaks, chicken too. Now, the other cool thing about H3 is on the other side of the dividing wall between the restaurant and the saloon is Booger Red's Saloon. Now, if you want to see something pretty cool, you got to go over to Booger Red's, pull a saddle up to the bar, because it's not really bar stools, they're saddles. But you pull that up to the bar and you're sitting there looking at, well, I'm not going to tell you. You got to check it out for yourself. Next on the list is going to be Risky Steakhouse. It's been around for a while. Now, Risky's, it takes up multiple buildings, and really the cool thing about Risky's is the interior and the exterior. Now, food's good too, but you got to check it out simply for just the way it looks. Now, what I know about it is apparently the owner, somewhere in maybe the 60s, hired a Walt Disney set designer to come out and redo the facade of the building so it would look the way that it does today. But inside is a really cool atmosphere that kind of shows you some of that history of what was happening there in the Stockyards. When you first walk into the Risky Steakhouse, well, you see in the back of the restaurant there a little bit of a stage. Well, that's where I don't know, the entertainment would happen back in the day. And now it's, well, you can sit on there, and that's where some of the tables are. You walk in the room next door, and you see a bank vault. What the heck is a bank vault doing in a restaurant? It used to be the credit union in the Fort Worth Stockyards. So the original bank vault is there, and that's what it was in that space. So you can check that out too. Anyway, as far as the food goes, well, it's about the only place that I know of that you can get a delicious calf fry. What's a calf fry? Rocky Mountain oyster. What's a Rocky Mountain oyster? Well, it's a delicious deep fried orb of meat, or so I'm told. I don't know, I haven't personally had them yet, but I'm gonna have to put that on my bucket list. All right, when it comes to barbecue, we do have options at the Stockyard. One of those options is, well, Risky's Barbecue, which is actually located right there in the Stockyard station. Now, cool thing about Risky's Barbecue, owned by the same company that owns Risky's Steakhouse. Now, but they obviously specialize in the barbecue piece, the smoked meat piece. And I will personally tell you, ribs are phenomenal. How do I know that? Because my daughter stinking loves them. All right, she is a rib connoisseur at this point at 7 years old. These are dry rubbed ribs. They're delicious. And I will tell you this, they have an endless rib plate option. Endless rib plate. Anyway, you got to check that out. Fantastic place to go. Atmosphere is great. You're right there in the Stockyard Station with all the shops around you. But you know what? Maybe instead you're looking for a burger. Right across the tracks is Trail Boss Burgers. Another option to kind of get you where you need to go as far as eating, getting it done, get in, get out, so you can keep checking out the Stockyards and enjoying your day. Now look, we've talked about several of the options you've got when you go down to the Stockyards to eat and really take in the experience of being down there. And the thing is about each one of these places is they're all an experience. They're an experience through the way they are inside or outside or where you're eating and the food that you're eating. They all tell a story. They all have their own history. And so I just want you to keep that in mind, that when you decide where you want to go, don't just base it on the food. Also pick the environment. That's a great way to decide because maybe you just want to take it all in. So look, I recommend any of these restaurants that we talked about, and I would eat any of them any day of the week if I could. But when it comes down to the one that I want to go to, just because frankly the environment, the atmosphere is just, it's incredible. And that is, well, Joe T. Garcia's. Joe T. Garcia's, there is a line that could wrap around the block. And when I say block, this restaurant takes up a city block. That's how big it is. When you get inside of Joe T. Garcia's, it's like a transport. Like you are no longer in Fort Worth, Texas. You are some other semi-tropical place. And the food, it's good. The food is good, but the margaritas are great. And the atmosphere is unbeatable. And they put decades and decades of time into expanding this place so that it can be the experience that anyone takes away from there. Joe T's was established in 1935 by Joe and his wife, and they were known for just making a simple plate of food that was delicious. And from there, they expanded and expanded. They went from 16 seats in the restaurant to about 1,000 now. And they just expanded. It is beautiful. It's almost tropical when you're out there. And there's fountains and water pools. And really, there's not a bad seat in the place. And when you're at Joe T. Garcia's, you got to have the margaritas. Here's my recommendation. 2 should be your max. Just saying, you'll see what I'm talking about if you go. You go. Let's go.
Here's your cat fries.
Cat fries.
I love it.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Enjoy. You know that's gravy.
Gravy, got it.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Okay. So, remember that thing that was on my bucket list earlier? It was like calf fries. I'll put it on my bucket list. Well, you know what? Here we are. Some calf fries on the bucket list. Figure we just have to knock this out. So, anyway, yeah. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Sam. This is my boy, and he's like an uncle to my kid, my best friend here. So, and served our country, but I'm not gonna do that. Just saying, appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm doing the country favor eating these calf fries. Yeah.
Just taking one more off.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right.
These are going to be super hot. Because they came out 100% fresh. So
they like temperature.
Yeah, they're not spicy.
Temperature. Yeah.
Not much of it spicy. I'm I think we should just go for it. So,
I wonder if they can hear us.
yeah. This is a great microphone. This is all going to be,
All right. Well, hey, if you can't hear us, sorry.
we can always do a voice.
It's our first time doing this live, so we're learning.
Also, fun fact, I'm going to edit this even though it is live already. Okay. So cheers, man. Oh, you went for a big one.
I went for a big one.
Good. No.
I mean, you know.
Cheers.
You're not even.
Oh, I'm going for it. Where are they hot?
It's temperature hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay. It's like a super tender and juicy steak finger. Delicious.
So 100% the breading is great. It's like perfect amount of breading compared to the amount of meat.
Yeah.
I'm a texture kind of guy. Of course, I love flavor and everything, but I'm a texture kind of guy, and I will definitely say that the texture isn't unusual by any means. Like
No.
it's not like a chicken nugget. It's more of like a beef nugget.
It is a beef nugget, Sam.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a beef nugget. There's no question. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's good. It's got a great flavor. There's not like crazy aftertaste or anything. I do need to try it.
I'm going with gravy.
I can definitely see getting these the second time without hesitation.
I'd order them again.
Now, I will say on the third one, I'm going to bite it in half and look at it.
Yeah. So again, this restaurant was the first restaurant to actually have calf fries on the menu. And if you've made it this far in the video and you still don't know what a calf fry is, well, you might want to YouTube that or Google. I don't know. Should we tell them?
No.
Don't tell them.
Just
I thought they'd be bigger.
these are super good though.
They are good.
Like, I'm like, this is good. Another round on me, right?
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching all the way to the very end. And now you can cross this off the bucket list. And I'm going to tell you what. If you've never had a calf fry, you got to come to Risky Steakhouse. Definitely try them out. I mean, that's literally why we came to do this. So if you're going to put it on your food bucket list, then do it. Come here. Knock it out. They're delicious. Just want to say thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. And remember, if there's anything in the world that I could do for you, be sure to reach me, okay? You can text or call me at the number here. Also email me, and I'll get back to you. If you got to send a smoke signal, do that. I'll get back to you. But hey, thank you so much for your time. And remember, subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified of the new videos that are coming out.